Thank you, Nelisa and Prita. And that's right, this is a very interesting day for Serba Dinamik and also Bursa Malaysia. Serba Dinamik is the biggest listing that we have seen in 19 months in this country. They plan to raise about 600 million ringgit and perhaps more. With me, joining me this evening is Datuk Karim Abdullah, the Group Managing Director and Group CEO of Serba Dinamik Holdings Berhad. Welcome to the show, Datuk.
Thank you, Ibrahim, for inviting me here today.
Let's start with the basics here. Is this a good time to list? Why list now?
I would say we believe in the fundamentals of the company, regardless of how the market sentiments and so on. With the fundamentals that we have, we should be able to survive at the time of what it is today, in accordance to whoever predict the market situation is.
We look at the oil prices. It's currently stabilizing within the band of $50 to $60. Do you think that this is good for your business?
We see this as from two perspectives. The first perspective is we are a company, like I mentioned, the fundamentals are there, and our core competency is in operation and maintenance. And if you talk to all the industrial practitioners, they will agree that maintenance will have to be done regardless of how the oil price situation is, because the operating plants, the production platforms are still running, equipments are running, then maintenance work has to be carried out. So as a summary of this, the revenue coming from operation and maintenance will always be there. From the other perspective, we do not deny that since we are already a listed entity, the price of the oil sentiment will play a role in terms of the mood of the investor looking at the counter. So I would say that as long as our fundamentals are there, the figures that we have committed are achievable, and we achieve it, then we should be able to sustain the situation.
Looking at your third quarter results, very recently it was announced, one thing that was highlighted was that more than half of your revenue, about 56% even, is derived from the Middle East. Going forward, after this IPO, are you going to be focusing still on the Middle East?
I think at the moment, for the next 2 quarters, I would say yes, because that is the regions that we have set up the infrastructure. Our people are there. The client has recognized us. We have proven to the industry over there on our capabilities and quality that we are doing. But notwithstanding that, we are also looking at other regions or other countries which needs our capability and our expertise.
One key area that is going to be looked at perhaps is your Muaro Jambi business in Sumatra, Indonesia. Do you think that there is a lot of opportunities in this country, in this region, such as Sumatra?
I would say yes, because as what we know, Indonesia is undergoing also a very aggressive transformation program, and the existing government is very aggressive, trying to fulfill their commitment to serve the rakyat or the citizens as to the best as what they can. So all these projects that we are looking at or we have done and which are going to eye are projects that can give the people of Indonesia to have a more easy and efficient life.
The industry is facing fierce competition. There's a lot of competitors that you got to deal with. Will we see some form of collaboration between these competitors with your company? Is an M&A even in sight, for instance?
Yes. If you look at what we have mentioned, even in our prospectus, the utilization of proceeds, one of the areas is looking at growing the group via merger and acquisitions. So I would say yes, is items or activities that we are looking at in a very serious manner.
Now, of course, O&M is your core thrust. Is there something on the horizon where you would like to diversify the business model? Will you move away from the O&M pillar?
If we really move in, which we have moved in at the moment, is moving towards a business model of what we call it as asset ownership. But asset ownership that we are looking at now is not running away from our core competence as a O&M and also EPCC entity. So what it means here is, for example, the Kota Marudu power plant in Sabah is one of the asset ownership entity that we are embarking on. We acquired 30% of the stake in the that particular project. We also negotiate to become the EPCC contractor. So we are in the process now, developing and building and constructing the plant. And after the plant is up running, which is expected to be first quarter of 2018, then we have signed up a operation and maintenance contract for the next 21 years for the entire concessionaire. So meaning to say that asset ownership is one of the way forward, but it will not run away from our core competence in terms of our early stage of the company.
So Serba Dinamik, the counter just closed. It was one of the heaviest traded counters. I know you're embargoed, we can't say much of the things, but perhaps you could guide us through or walk us through the IPO journey. How has it been? Was it as tiring as a lot of people say? Do you still have energy to go on after this IPO?
Ibrahim, I think nothing is easy when it comes to talk about success. And that is why sometimes people say success is a journey, it's not a destination.
Yeah.
So what it means here is you really have to work hard. And with that intention in mind is a journey that is actually a motivation statements to get you to move on. So upon mentioning this, yes, it's tiring, but I think it's quite rewarding. And we are happy because we have gone out for a very serious roadshow. The market perceptions at the early stage was quite negative. But through a lot of discussion, evidence, facts, and other things of reality that's happening in the countries that we are doing business, we managed to convince the investor, and with that, the oversubscriptions of the shares shows that the message that we are trying to put forward is something which they have accepted and agreed to it.
Now, a lot of questions on the capacity of your people. I think we can end with this. Are your people ready for this next step that the company is embarking?
Sure, I would say they are ready. Because as an entity that has been running in the market for more than 24 years, we very well knew and understood that this will be one of the areas that we have to look in. So with that, we have all the training programs in place much earlier. So yeah, I would say that we are ready.
Datuk, thank you for coming on the show. It must be a tiring day for you, but you know, like I said, plenty more days to come. That was Datuk Karim Abdullah, the Group MD and Group CEO of Serba Dinamik Berhad. They are listed today for the first time. Again, they are one of the most actively traded stocks at Bursa for the day. So there's a lot of journey to come. Back to you, Nelisa and Prita. Thank you very much.